Hey everyone, thank you so much for getting on and joining us today. I know everybody's got a busy schedule, and we are here just to do a webinar on what is coaching, what is Beachbody Coaching all about. I'm Christine Olson, everyone calls me Teeny, and I'm the creator of Team Fearless Fit Nation, and I'm joined by my friend Colleen Arrington with
Hello,
Team.
I'm Colleen, and my team is Team Inspire Action.
And we're accountability partners and friends, and we do a lot of projects together, and we work together, and our teams work together, and we've had a lot of fun doing a lot of things. So we put together this webinar for you today to learn more, and we're aiming for 45 minutes or under for this webinar. We'll be around to answer questions after. You guys can always come to us or come to a coach that's giving you this webinar and learn more. Okay, so I have a few PowerPoint slides for you guys. So give me a second while I do that. Thumbs up if you can see them. All right, we're good. All righty. So the first thing I wanted to say is Colleen and I, we're very different people. All the people on our teams are very different people. We come from different backgrounds. We live in different places. It doesn't just have to be people where you live, right? We've built these awesome teams and communities of people all over the world. And that's something that everyone loves about Beachbody Coaching. It's a community of like-minded, supportive people. And so Colleen and I feel so grateful to be able to work together in things like this, and our teams do the same. So the point of this webinar is to clarify about what is coaching and what it's like to join our teams. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story, how I ended up finding this opportunity, and then Colleen's going to share her story. And again, we have such different stories. You're going to want to stick around to hear Colleen's story because every time I hear it, I am so inspired by it, and I know you guys will be too. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story first. Health and fitness has been a passion of mine after starting to really get into it. I wasn't always into it though. I was a chubby kid growing up. I grew up on a lot of fast food. I know my parents always feel horrible when I tell that part of the story, but they were both working full time. My dad was in the military. My mom was taking care of me and my siblings. And, they were going to school at night and they were switching off and on. And, I lived on fast food. I was very hyper. I was always in trouble. I had ADD and ADHD, all that kind of stuff. And my teachers were like, if you don't get your daughter to take some ADD medicine or ADHD medicine, she's not going to make it to the second grade. My mom started to realize, like, I'm going to start working on food and, getting her active. And that's kind of where I first started my journey. I was always that kid that would dread going to gym class because I couldn't even run a mile I couldn't even run one lap around, and it was very scary. So then, I started to get into healthy eating and working out, and I realized I had a passion for health and fitness. I love sports, but it had always been a struggle with me. I was a yo-yo. I always fluctuated with my weight. I think maybe because I always started off heavy, and I saw myself as heavy, and I ate a certain way, and I did certain things that I've always throughout my life fluctuated with my weight. Reaching my fitness and health goals, and later developing some very serious digestion problems, which I'll go into more later, I started to really realize I need to focus on this. This is really important. My health and happiness is all I have. Not all I have, but it's an important part of how I think and how I feel. So I started to really dig in deep and wanted to make this a priority. If you follow me on social media, you may know my story or parts of my story and how I was able to grow a successful online health and fitness business through coaching, through this Beachbody opportunity, while working my full-time corporate job. And I built this mainly through social media. That's the other thing, you don't have to know a ton of people. I love talking to people, and I build relationships really easily. But, the way I built this business was not, give me 1 second, getting some messages here. The way I built my business was not, through knowing tons of people. It was also through social media. I can honestly say that I love what I do every single day, and I feel blessed to be here. So I'll fill you in more on how I was able to build my business, and Colleen will do the same. First off, I've always been a hard worker. but I wanted to work hard for something I was passionate about. It was just a few years ago when I started to really realize that I was tired of where I was physically and financially. And I just wanted to be my best self. And health and fitness, was always kind of that passion of mine. The lifestyle that I was living in my corporate job was not a healthy lifestyle. I was stressed out all the time. I was working really, really hard, really late. I was going to happy hours to blow off steam afterwards. And I live in Arlington, Virginia, so it's like right outside of DC. And just everyone I felt like was working hard and then blowing all their money at happy hours. And I was doing it too. It was common for me and my girlfriends to get together to talk about all the stress and what we were doing and how we hated our jobs. I wanted something different than that. So this opportunity fell into my lap while I was there at my last job, because one of my coworkers was a Beachbody coach, and she helped me through a detox, which really helped my stomach problems, which led me into helping other people from the very beginning. So if you're sitting here and you're thinking to yourself, well, I really want to change too. I like health and fitness, or I wish that I could add health and fitness into my life more, just sit here with an open heart and mind and think about maybe this could be for you. You just never know where this opportunity can take you. So just a little bit about me. I'm Teeny, and I'm not only just a Beachbody coach, right? I'm not just a Beachbody coach. There's a lot of things about me that make me who I am. I'm a gluten-free cooker because that helped me with my stomach problems. I'm a healthy foodie. I'm a business mentor to my team. I love to travel. I love adventure. I love spending time with my friends. I love soaking up the sun, and I love to explore the world. As I mentioned before, my dad was in the military, so we moved around a lot, but I grew up in Williamsburg, Virginia, so maybe some of you guys have gone to that area. I'm also a former corporate climber. I mentioned this before, but I really had felt like the only way to be successful was to do that rat race, move up the ranks in the corporate job. And I moved to the DC area right after graduating from college from James Madison University. Go Dukes for any JMUers that might be here. I was getting raises in my jobs. I was working hard in my jobs. I was proud of myself for those great jobs that I found after 3 years and then another 5 years at 2 different companies. And I realized through this time that, this just wasn't my passion. This just wasn't something I was happy doing. I felt like there had to be something more than this, more than these jobs. I didn't want to be in a cubicle all day. I was actually depressed there. And actually, this is kind of hard for me to talk about because everyone always sees me as bubbly, happy Teeny. Teeny's always happy. Teeny is so inspiring. Teeny is this. But I was actually depressed in my cubicle. And I can't tell you how scary that is. And when, you don't feel like you can talk to anyone about it. Or people expect you to be something and you feel like you have to kind of be that way. I knew something needed to change. I didn't know how to change it at first, but I started to really dig in deep and started to envision what I wanted my ideal life to look like, and then how do I get there? I wanted to work for something I really believed in. I tried to think about when I felt most alive, when I felt happy, something I could use my personality. I'm creative. I wanted to help people and my friends. My friends would say, hey, Teeny, you're always such a great motivator. You always are such a good listener. You care about people. You're compassionate. So, then I thought, well, how do I do that and make a good income and live in Arlington, Virginia and have money to do the things that I need to do and want to do? So, I knew that there was like maybe some dream job out there. I didn't know what it was. I consider myself to be a dreamer, right? Like people that are like, oh, dreaming big and all those kinds of things. But, you can't just dream it. You got to think, you got to make a plan of action and have a game plan. So I knew there was something out there, but I just needed to find it. And that's what I was doing when I was soul searching. I already believed in the products through Beachbody when my friend at work told me about it. I'd been a customer for years, kind of doing some of the workout programs, drinking Shakeology, and I knew if they actually worked, then, they worked for me, then they were easy for me to tell other people about them. When I did that detox, it really, really helped me. I did something start to finish through a challenge group with a coach, with a team, with a community, and people cheering me on. And it was the first time I completed something, start to finish. And I realized this was a community, these coaches. And she's like, why don't you consider paying it forward and becoming a coach? And that's kind of how I started to think about it. I'm also a holistic health coach. I did go to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I met lots of really cool people there, and I can work one-on-one with clients. But I have to tell you, the one thing I want to say about holistic health coaching is that when you're a holistic health coach or an entrepreneur, normally you're on your own. You're building something on your own, and sometimes that can be lonely. As I started my journey as a holistic health coach, and I felt like I was doing something on my own. I was on my own to make sure I was healthy, and I was on my own to help my clients. But when I found Beachbody, we all had the common purpose of helping each other, help other people, and I just found this community that is just invaluable to me. And I'm also the creator of Team Fearless Fit Nation, and I now have a large community of like-minded coaches that are just helping each other, and I just absolutely love my team. So I'm going to turn it over to Colleen, and she's going to tell her story and how she got here as well.
Hi, it's great to talk with you guys today. Like I said, I'm Colleen, and I am a four-star diamond coach, and I'll tell a little bit about what that means. But how I got started with Beachbody was really following an internal transformation. I had gotten to the point in my life where I needed to take care of myself. And about a year prior to that, my son had been diagnosed with autism. And for about a year, I was a wreck. It truly knocked the wind out of me. It changed everything about my life. I was working full time at the time as a social worker and counselor. And I had studied child development. I had worked with families with developmental disabilities and behavioral issues and emotional issues. And I didn't see it. I didn't see it in my son. And the first hard part about that was that I hadn't seen it. My professional, my professionalism and my professional certifications were kind of on the line. I thought, how did I miss this? As a mom, how did I miss this? As a professional, how did I miss this? So it was a really tough time that I had to question and deal with a lot of challenging things in my life and getting to know, what do I do to help my son? How am I going to embrace this? How am I going to make this a part of my family and continue on? And so I was not taking care of myself. I was not feeding myself well. We were eating a lot of takeout food, and I wasn't a fast food person. So I sort of thought I was eating healthy by getting like the carry out turkey burger, but it was like as big as my head, and it had, huge amount of like sweet potato fries. Those are good, right? But a very large amount of them and a very greasy amount of them on the side, and just, noodles takeout and lots of things that were not really helping myself internally as far as the food and nutrition. The workouts I started to get into, I was introduced to Turbo Kick. And so I went to live classes to do that, and I joined the gym that day because I seriously felt like I found my therapy. I found what's going to help me through this challenging time. And so I did start to do Turbo Kick a couple times a week, and it helped so much. So my coach now, who was one of my instructors at the time, said, hey, would you think about teaching Turbo Kick? And I thought, oh God, no, I could never take that on. I had too much in my life. I wouldn't be able to do that. And I'm not a teacher. I mean, I help other people in counseling and therapy, and I like to help people as a supportive person and as a friend, but I never saw myself as an instructor. But I love Turbo, and I wanted to learn more about it, and I wanted to have fun in classes. So I got certified, and I did eventually decide to start teaching. Right around that time, I started hearing about this thing, Shakeology, and I thought, I really want that. I know I need it. I want it for my own nutrition. And so I decided, I knew about this discount of being a coach. So I thought, I'm all about saving money. Sure, I'll become a coach. I'll get my Shakeology. I'll continue to work out. And I wanted something I could do from home because going to the gym was starting to be a challenge. It was taking too much time away from my family. I needed to be able to work out at home at least some days. And I needed to be able to do things quickly and efficiently. So I became a coach, decided to save the money, and I thought maybe I could help a few people. I had lots of friends who were all around the country, and I connected mostly through the autism community. And they thought, oh gosh, Colin, I wish I could come to your classes. And so as a coach, I said, you know what, I can help you online in this way. And like at the time, it was seriously a few people that I thought I might help. So I was a social worker for so many years. I had actually left that part out. I left that in the meantime of dealing with all of the autism stuff and wanting to help my son. I had stopped working. So another stressor in our life was the financial stress. I was starting to get together myself emotionally and nutritionally and physically with working out, but I wasn't working anymore. So things were a financial struggle. So I thought if I can help a few people doing this, helping myself to stay on track as well, and starting to bring in some income, it would be great. It would be amazing. And so I could also help my husband, who was a self-employed attorney, and have not all of that pressure be on him. Got two boys, one with autism. I'm dealing with all that. I'm starting to take care of myself physically, and I bring coaching into the picture. However, I never knew what a rewarding experience it would be. Autism had taught me so much. And the program that we were doing, the Sunrise program, I talk about it a lot on my social media. It's part of my story. And that experience and that learning had taught me so much of how to think in a new way. I learned to not judge myself and to not judge my son and to accept him and myself as I am now. That doesn't mean I don't want to change things about myself. It doesn't mean I don't want so much more for my son, but it means that I'm going to be happy and non-judgmental of him and myself and other people right now. And I started to learn how I could share all of that I had learned with other people. Maybe they would be my clients or customers. Maybe they would be my team. And I did start to grow a team because I believed in it so much that I wanted other people to be a part of it. So I started to grow a team, and I did grow to be currently a 4-star diamond. And what that means is I have 4 other leaders on my team who are building their teams, and now they have leaders as well. And so my whole autism story and my personal growth that I went through from that now is combined like hand in hand with my fitness story and with my coaching experience. And I love that I can share all of that with the community that I'm in contact with through coaching and through my team and through the greater network such as Teeny. So I share a lot of that with her, and I'm so blessed to be able to share kind of both things that mean so much in my life with other people. So that's the start and then building of my Beachbody coaching business and my team of Team Inspire Action. And what we're about is helping others, inspiring others to take action in their life and continue to grow and become what they want for themselves and become their best selves. So thanks, Teeny, and I'll hand it back to you.
Okay, there's just a few things I want to point out before I move on. One, we all have a story. We all have something that's going on in our lives. We all have struggles. Every single person has struggles. And, the coolest thing about Beachbody is the community, right? You are sharing your story and your message, and other people are being inspired by it. Other people don't feel alone. Like their story is, like what's going on in their life makes them feel alone. You are building a community of people that that really are motivated and inspired by your story. And I think that that's really a cool thing. So I'm going to move on. And the next topic I want to just talk about is success, and what does success look like? So success, I think every single person defines success differently. Okay. And for me, this is how I define success. This may not be how you define success, and that's okay, but I just wanted to explain to you, this is how I define success. So I want you to think about how you would define success. Think about what you want your life to be, your ideal life to be. Paint a picture of that, and how are you going to get there? Because that's what all of us do as coaches. We found this opportunity and built a life around it to make it our ideal life, because we are our own bosses. We can choose when we want to work, where we want to work, what we want to work on, right? So for me, this is what success looks like to me, and how the Beachbody opportunity provided it for me. So time freedom. So for me, time freedom is so important. It's means I can go anytime, anywhere I want to, when I want to. I don't have to miss birthdays anymore for family members. I don't have to miss out on family vacations. I can go to special events like when my husband's, grandfather passed and my last job told me, hey, you don't have any more days left and that's not your grandfather, that's your husband's grandfather. And I was like devastated because that's my family now. I married my husband and his grandfather is my family now. Things like that. And I could cry about that right now because that kind of stuff I don't have to miss anymore. I'm my own boss. I choose that. I had to work hard to get here, to, do the steps and the trainings and stuff to get here. But it is so worth it because I don't have to do this anymore. And I get to work when I want to, from where I want to. I don't have to miss things like that anymore. I also love traveling. And a really big struggle at my last job was I would always joke with my bosses, hey, I work here so that I can travel. I make this paycheck so I can travel. That's why I do that. Yes, I'm saving and all that, whatever. But my money comes here so that I can go somewhere and travel. That's why I work here. And they would laugh and everything. And then I started to realize that I was serious. And they would be like, well, you can't go on that trip because you've already gone on a trip and, all that kind of stuff. So my bosses didn't really like that. So that's when I started to realize, I don't know if this is going to really work out for us. Like, I've worked hard in this job for 3 years. I worked hard at your company for 5 years. I'm moving up the ranks. But as I move up the ranks, I get more responsibility. As I get more responsibility, it means I have less freedom. So freedom is really important to me. And that is a big part of the coaching opportunity, which was very appealing to me. Also, financial freedom. I live in a very expensive area. I kept thinking, how can I do what I love, what I'm passionate about, make a good living, have money to afford the things I want to do, to save, to pay off debt. I love to travel, as I mentioned before, but obviously, if you don't make a good income, like you can't really, you can save and everything, but it's hard. It's hard to travel. Traveling costs money. So, I also love to put healthy food in my body. And when I realized, that this opportunity I get out, the more lives I change, the more I'm compensated. If I want to give myself a raise, I know exactly how to do it. That's the kind of stuff that is empowering. And for me, that's success. Also purpose. I found my purpose through Beachbody as well. Although I was successful at my last job and I was constantly getting recognized from my bosses and my company, I was promoted. I felt like, I was proud of myself in that way. And I liked the people I worked with and everything. But I felt like something was missing. I didn't feel fulfilled. Also, another thing, that I've grown through Beachbody and is my faith. I've always been kind of someone that's been faithful, but I've struggled with things and I've found a lot more as time has gone on, that, my purpose is helping people and being a good person. I've really found this way of helping people where they struggle through their health journey or where they struggle, to put food on the table, or if they struggle to pay off their debt. Me helping this person, getting a text message from that person saying that you changed my life, that for me makes me know that I'm doing something good in this lifetime and in this world, and it makes me feel like I found my purpose. So I've always been someone that loves life, but now I can honestly say I'm in love with my life. And what I do and helping others is so rewarding. And so having a sense of purpose makes me feel happier than I ever could imagine. Also, meaningful relationships. The relationships I've built with my clients and fellow coaches and teams really amazes me. They have become some of my absolute best friends, and these relationships run really, really deep. They're lifers. These are people that I talk to every day as we help other people. So another one is health and wellness. This is a big goal for me, and when I realized how important health and wellness was to me, I knew I had to have have a life different than the one I was living. So having, being healthy and fit as part of my job is something I do every single day. And I focus on myself every single day as my job. Like, that is so awesome. So, I want you guys to think about what your purpose is. And, another thing too is, being a good wife is part of my purpose. You know, maybe for you it's yoga, fitness, health coaching, maybe being a parent is part of your purpose, or running, and I just want you to think, what could you do all day long and get paid for it? For me, Team Beachbody is living my purpose. I put a few pictures down here too. My husband is like the most amazing person. He found my soulmate, and we love to travel, and I love to walk my dog in the middle of the day. And I like to spend time doing those things, not paying someone else to do it, or watch my dog, or have someone else, do those things. Like, I'm building a life and a future for my family, my future family. When Max and I have kids one day, I want to be there to pick up my kids from school. Those types of things are, that's finding my purpose. So I was able to find this through this coaching opportunity and build a lifestyle. Real quick, this is just a picture of me of when I left my full-time job. They pretty much were like, hey, Christine, everyone's going to have to work through Christmas because we have a big deadline in January. So no, you can't go on your family vacation. And I found this out 3 months before my family vacation at Christmas. So I told my coach, I said, yes, I'm not making the income that I make right now, but I'm going to do this. And I worked my butt off. After work, I worked my business. And when I say worked my business, all that means is I was connecting with people and helping people, and I was doing the things that I was expecting of other people, when they were doing, their health and fitness journey. So I never thought of myself as an entrepreneur. It never was something that I was interested in doing personally, but the freedom and all this kind of stuff, and seeing other people around me, other coaches on my team, my leaders that I looked up to, watching them be regular people doing it themselves. My coach left her corporate job. I was attracted to her because of that. I'm like, well, she can do it, I can do it. So, and I just shared my journey on social media, where I started with doing the fitness programs, helping people. I shared success stories from the people that I helped because the programs worked, and I just cared about my people and cheered them on and motivated them through programs that worked. And I led by example as a coach. So Colleen's now going to talk about how her passion led to her purpose as well.
Hey, I muted myself because my computer was making some strange noises there. And
oh, no worries. I saw you moving around over there. You're like,
you guys did. I am, just trying to save some energy on my screen here.
Yeah,
so,
of course. The other thing you're going to learn about being a coaching or anything like that is that sometimes when you're doing technology, it doesn't work. So, that happens sometimes. So Colleen's on her iPad right now, but anyway, you're doing good.
So I'm going to do my part. And if I go out later, that's okay. Keep watching, guys. And I'm with you. Okay. So my passion led to my purpose. So my passion at the time that I started was learning about autism and sharing with other people what I had learned from that challenge. And my whole message to so many people, I have a few of them, but one of them is to turn your challenges into opportunities. And autism is the biggest challenge that I have dealt with in my life. And it truly has become the biggest opportunity in so many ways. It has helped me to become a better me. It has helped me to become more in touch with who I am and what I believe in, and that I believe in the best in people. And I stripped away kind of what I previously thought love was for my child. I had to get down to the bare minimum of that. Loving meant accepting him for who he is right now, and accepting myself for who I am right now, even as I want to get better, even as I want to become a better mother, even as I want to help him to work through the challenges that he had and has still with autism. But I needed to do that the best way by accepting what is right now. That doesn't mean I don't want it to change. That doesn't mean that I don't work every day to bring changes in our life and in who I am and in what he is able to do or what he's able to accomplish in his life. I believe in the world for him. I believe in the possibilities being absolutely endless for him. But we do that by accepting him as he is every single day and working through uh, the challenge that he has, and not resenting it and not hating it. And so it just opened up the doors to me and opened up my eyes to looking at things in a whole new way. And how I'm able to do that is by looking at my underlying beliefs. My perspective about everything is what matters. And so any challenge that he's in the moment, my perspective about that is going to affect how I'm going to interact with him, how I'm going to deal with him, and how I'm going to be able to still connect with him and bring him through that. And I'm going to connect with him on his level and bring him through that. Or it's going to help him to shut down. And believe me, I'm not perfect at it, and I'm not expecting anyone to be perfect in anything, but to just look at our underlying beliefs and how we can change that into opportunities for ourselves rather than obstacles. So I recognized as I was going through all of that personal growth and everything and learning the best way to help him, recognized, like I said before, that I needed to be my best. I needed to be able to take care of me, to be the best for my family. And I started doing that by working out more regularly, by taking care of myself and what I was eating, by looking at what our family was eating. And I had to deal with a lot of food allergies for my son, especially even before his autism. He was diagnosed before he was 1 year old with food allergies. So that all came into it. What we were eating, what we were giving our bodies, and how we were taking care of ourselves. And working out and eating well started to become my stress relief. It became my therapy, as I mentioned before. It became what I did to stay sane. And that time that was just focused on that is what helped me and still helps me through and maintaining my sanity. I realized why I liked it so much was not that I loved doing push-ups every single day, or that I loved doing, a whole cardio workout. Sometimes I really don't want to do that. But I realized that time to me, that time to just focus in on what I am doing in the moment, is what helps me so much to continue to be what I want to be for my kids and for my family and for my team. And I learned to really think about my own happiness as being my choice. It's my choice. And not that I always choose to be happy, or not that we always have to choose to be happy. Not that I don't have stressors in my life every single day. But I do constantly remind myself and remember and share with others my belief that we choose our future. We choose what happens, and we choose how to see everything in our life. So any kind of challenge that you have going on, if you want, you might choose to look at it as an opportunity to learn something new, to challenge yourself and how strong you really are. With coaching, it's challenged me to jump out of my comfort zone. Doing webinars, really, like I never imagined me doing a webinar and coordinating all the technology and all of that. But it's led me to share that you can challenge yourself to become so much more, because you believe in it so strongly and you want to share that passion with other people. So my passion to share with others started as a social worker. It started with me supporting other people as a counselor and wanting to do that. Because I decided to focus on my family and stay at home and not do that anymore, coaching has now provided me, a way to share so much of what I believe in and so much I feel passionate about with other people, and including my team. So I have become an entrepreneur. Never imagined that as well. I have become somebody who is running her own business from home, and a team leader, and sharing with my team is one of the most amazing parts of coaching. I never really anticipated that as I got into it. And so I'm able to share all of my learning and what I've been able to do to connect and help other people with the rest of my team then. And then helping them has become such a main purpose in my life, helping them to succeed and helping them to believe in themselves, to create the kind of life they want to live. Is so much of why I do what I do as a coach, to help all the people that trust me as my customers or clients, but also to help my team and the coaches that join us and believe in us, to believe that they can create a life by design, a life of some financial and time freedom for themselves as well. So we are inspiring others to take action, and whether that is as a customer or as a client with their health and fitness journey, or then branching into becoming a coach and take action to help other people and to step outside your comfort zone. Because as a new coach, it's not easy. It's not like, oh, I know everything to do. Of course you don't, but we're there to help you and teach you and guide you through that.
Yep, we have trainings and mentoring programs and all that. So
Absolutely. Yes, we have a system to help you through that and get started with it. So it's one thing that Teeny and I work on together and have had so much fun with, kind of cross training and dealing and helping each other's teams with learning and growing. And so my mission of helping others to create their own life by design, whatever that means for you. Doesn't mean you quit your job. Doesn't mean you have to not, work full time at that anymore. But maybe if you want to, I'd love you to know that we can help you do that.
and you can
Thanks.
do it part-time, you can do it full-time, it's whatever you want to make it. There's nothing you have to do. There's nothing, it's nothing like that. So
All right, so I'm finished with my part, and if my iPad dies, go ahead and finish on without me, but I'm going to try to get some energy back in it.
oh, so you're running out of battery. Don't worry. I got the rest of it. Okay. So I want to go through and talk about how we built our businesses, right? So Colleen and I both, really built our businesses through the online health and fitness world and, some in person as well. But mostly for me, every single person on my team is really from the online health and fitness, the online world, really. So, Instagram is a way to build your business. Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. Where a lot of us are getting on Periscope now. Just anywhere where we can find people that need our help and people that want the community and support that being part of our teams is like. There's a whole new world out there, and people need our help. There's people every day struggling. There's people every day telling me that they need my help when I start talking to them and telling them what I do. And they don't just like trust me just because I say I do something. They see me throw up testimonials from people from my challenge groups. They see me doing it myself. They see me changing my life. And so they realize, hey, this is legit. I can't do everything alone. I can't help all the people in this world. There's people out there every single day, and they need our help. And so I just want you to consider, what it would feel like and be like for you if you could help someone every day. I also want to talk about finding your tribe. I mean, I always laugh when people say, oh, find your tribe, because I'm like, okay, I don't know. For me, that's like a funny saying. But I really love it too at the same time, because finding your tribe means like finding those people that you absolutely love, that you see such, strong bonds with because you're like-minded, right? So, here's some pictures of us with our teams, and I have some pictures of me and Shanti and me and Tony Horton on the left, and me and Jolene Johnson with the team. But that's all this, we get to work out with the celebrity trainers and all that kind of stuff. But finding your tribe, people that are all looking to help other people as well. People that are like-minded, just good, honest, amazing people that want to do good for this world. That is amazing, an amazing thing when you start to fill yourself around with a community. We live all over the world. I have a team all over the world. Molly is in Hawaii, and I know we have people all over the place. In the U.S. and Canada. These friendships run really, really deep. Also, as coaches, we have the opportunity to earn free trips and to work out with our celebrity trainers. We also invest in ourselves through personal growth and other things. But for example, Colleen and I, we first met on a Beachbody cruise. We both earned it for our families. And we're going again this coming year in March. So last year wasn't a cruise, but every year it's a different trip, and you can earn it, and you earn it by helping lots of people. Just helping people, being a friend, being an accountability partner to someone through programs that work. That's what we do. So I get to bring either my husband, I'm either going to bring my husband again, or I'm actually have a challenge going on with my team to take someone with me. I have some other leaders that are going as well. So we're having a lot of fun with that. Also, paying it forward. This is what the coaching opportunity is all about. Think about how you would feel if you could help others and pay it forward while living a healthy lifestyle yourself. We're average people. There's nothing special about Colleen and I except the fact that we have our own special, unique story. there's nothing special about me. I did go to nutrition school, and people will say, oh, well, you have a nutrition background. Well, that does help me in, different ways. Like, if I'm helping someone specifically with like digestion problems or something like that. And I can share, different ideas about that, but, but you don't really need any special qualifications at all to be a coach. In fact, the most successful coaches are those people, that just are people that never give up on their challengers, never give up on their coaches on their team. People that are able to hold other people accountable, self-motivated. We already know these programs work because Beachbody has the best of the best trainers in the world, the best nutritionists putting together, Shakeology, which has, not one unnatural ingredient in all the superfoods I learned about at my nutrition school, all those kinds of things. That is what, knowing these programs work and knowing that all I have to do is match someone up with the right program and help them, that is an amazing weight off my shoulders. And I help people every single day in that way. So also, so paying it forward and becoming a coach, helping other people while you go through your own journey and sharing it on social media. That's how I was able to build a successful business. Also, I love this image. It makes me laugh. But Team Beachbody is not old school fitness. Team Beachbody is cutting edge. Always up with the newest type of working out. Always up with the new scientific data. All about this. All about that. They always come up with new programs, and they always have something new for us as coaches and as clients. I have to say that I have those people that I've helped, 2.5 years ago when I started as a coach, that are lifers. They follow me around and they can't wait for the next Beachbody program to come out because they're going to do it and they're going to be in my accountability group. I have those people, and those are just people that love Beachbody, just like me. I loved the Beachbody programs, and then I decided to pay it forward as a coach and help other people while I was loving the programs myself. Okay, so as coaches, a lot of us just started off as customers, loving the programs, doing them ourselves, and then deciding that we want to pay it forward and help other people realize these same things. Okay. So another question I get often, actually, I just wanted to say, when you become a coach, you're an independent coach. What does that mean? Well, so Beachbody is like our Beachbody corporate is like our big hub, but you are an independent Beachbody coach, meaning you don't have to store all the fitness programs or the Shakeology in your house. Basically, you earn commissions on things that people buy from you. You get team cycle bonuses as you grow your team. Whenever someone buys something from you, Beachbody is the one that ships it and deals with all the customer service. You don't have to do all that stuff. You also get a web storefront, and you also get a web storefront and a website and training portals and all this kind of stuff. You get access to so much stuff. The other cool thing about Beachbody is you have an unlimited income potential. I've said this before, but at my last job, I was making good money, but I could only get to here, right? And then maybe I would get like a $2,000 raise every once in a while or something like that a year or whatever. But with Beachbody, I know how to give myself a raise. It's to help more people, which means all I have to do is share more about my journey and reach out to more people that need my help and offer more support. And as I help people, that gets out there on social media. Every time I help someone and they feel comfortable sharing it, I say, hey, can I use that as a testimonial? And people just see that stuff, okay? This is your business. You can work it however you want. There's, all of us do something different. I'm really big on Facebook, but other people on my team are really big on Instagram and YouTube and all types of stuff. There's not just one thing. Some people really like doing stuff in person. That's great for them. There's not one right way. It's your business. You're an independent coach, and you do it however you want to. So who can be a coach? Anyone can be a coach. Okay, that's the coolest part. People always ask me this question: who's a coach? Well, we have lawyers on my team paying off law school, doctors, nurses, moms, stay-at-home moms, former corporate climbers like me, or people. I found Beachbody when I was still just working crazy hours at my job and being like, there's got to be something different than this out there for me. A bus driver, anyone can be a Beachbody coach. You can do this on the side part-time and build it up to something that's amazing. And that's what I did. Colleen, do you have any additional people that you have on your team as well that I might've forgotten?
You mentioned it. Nurses. We have nurses. We have night shift nurses. We have teachers,
Oh,
students.
teachers. I have a lot of teachers on my team.
Absolutely. Doctors, like you said, office staff, people that work part-time, people that babysit, people that are stay-at-home moms, dads. So really anybody, and they work it into their lives.
I have firefighters on my team. Just thinking about that. Maybe you've seen that video where like a bunch of firefighters are doing P90X or Insanity, like while they're waiting for, to go put out some fires. I mean, that stuff happens. People are out there, they're helping each other, and they're forming community, and it's amazing. So what do we actually do as coaches? Like, how do we become a coach? What do we do as coaches? So what we do is we talk to people. We form relationships with people, and when someone learns about what we do and like how we're doing it, oftentimes people are very interested in it. Health and nutrition is something that I think people really, really need accountability and support for. I know I need it. I need accountability and support. That's why I have a team. I have a coach that I've mentored the last 6 months, checking in with me every day to make sure I've done my workout. Because guess what? She's a mom with ripped abs, and I told her I need help. I need help, support and accountability to do my P90X. I'm on week 3.5 in P90X, and I had been falling off the wagon lately. I was struggling because I was traveling and I was having a great summer. Okay, so I asked my team, help me. Please help me, guys. I need to do this. I need to lead by example. My team is there every day. That's what we do. We love each other. We help support each other. We invite people to our challenge groups and our accountability groups. We run free groups, like clean eating groups. We run challenge groups where we match people up with programs that work. We match them up with the right program, and we help them through the program. We work out. We lead by example. We drink our Shakeology. We explain the health benefits of it. Shakeology is not a weight loss shake. It's the best nutrition you can put in your body. And when you put those superfoods in your body, you feel a difference. So, people aren't just be like, oh, buy Shakeology because it's a product and I get money on it. It's something we believe in because it's changed our lives, and it's something we feel so strongly about. And we want other people to feel what it feels like to have nutrition like that in their bodies. That is why. Okay. We also expand our minds through personal growth. This is something I had never done before I found Beachbody. Growing as a person, as a leader, keeping my mind right. Sometimes, you have bad days and you don't feel like doing anything, or sometimes something really horrible happens in the world and you think to yourself, do I deserve happiness? When all these people are suffering things, personal growth, helps me be a better person and realize that it is my purpose to put good out in this world, no matter and despite all the bad. And building a team of coaches, through, getting out there and building relationships. Okay, I just wanted to show you a few things here. These are a few of our Beachbody programs. There's a lot more. There's always new ones coming out. Hammer and Chisel is about to come out. That's with Autumn Calabrese and Siggy from Body Beast, 2 trainers together doing one. Also with the 21-day fix, it's, that's one of the best programs ever, in my opinion, as far as meal plans go. That came out within a little over a year ago. I love P90X. T25 is one of my favorites. Turbo Fire is incredible. The music with Shalene. There's Beachbody programs everywhere, and it's so much fun. So there's something for everybody. Okay. What's the investment of becoming a coach? You don't have to put in any time investment, to be honest, if you don't want to. But if you're looking to get to do it part-time, to get a part-time income, or to do it full-time, there will be a time investment. When I first started to build this business, I did like 3 to 5 hours a week to start. And then what you put in is what you get back. So, when I went full-time, I was like, okay, like you got to be serious about this if you want to make a full-time income, which I've since surpassed. My full-time income for my last company. But the thing is that I need you to know is that, what you put in is what you get back. You don't have to sit there and be like, oh, I have to put in this amount of time. I have to sell this many, programs. It's not like that at all. It's however many people you help is, how is what you get back from it. We as mentors help our coaches figure out what are their goals, how much time are they willing to spend, and we help you figure out how to do that. And then it's up to you to put in the work. There's also a monetary investment. Basically, the initial investment is just your cost of your first program, period. There's a $40 new coach fee, sign-up fee, but it gets waived when you buy a Beachbody program in Shakeology. And the reason Beachbody does that is so that every coach is set up properly so that they can share about the programs themselves and authentically speak about them. And other people are like, oh, that sounds great. I'd love to do that too. There's also a monthly fee of $15.95. That's for access to the website and the training portals and the team and all that kind of stuff. And then if you are working the business and you're looking to get free leads from Beachbody and other things, you'll be wanting to get Shakeology every month to be an active coach, which means you'll get Shakeology every single month. And you get the discount as well now. So instead of it being $130, it'll be around $100 or so. Also military. Military do not pay the monthly fees. So anytime you're talking to someone that's military, just know they get, as a coach, you get a discount. You get a 25% discount on any single thing that you ever buy. So you get a 25% discount on Shakeology. You get a 25% discount on any Beachbody programs. And as a military spouse or part of the military, you do not have to pay you don't have to pay the $15 monthly fee. So just something to know. I also want you to know that there is a need for you. There's a need for people like you, and people need our help. People are struggling with their weight and with feeling sick and being sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. They don't know where to turn. They're struggling with depression. They're struggling with everything, and they need someone to care about them. That is what we do as coaches. We have people all over the world that we are helping, and every day waking up and getting text messages or people in my challenge groups telling me, you changed my life, Teeny. You helped me when no one believed in me. That makes me cry. That makes me wake up every single day knowing that I'm doing something good. There's always new things coming out. There's new stuff coming out next month. When's the best time to start doing this? Start now. There's nothing you have to do. If you feel like something's tugging on your heartstrings where you're like, I've been looking for this community, I've been looking for something to do good, I'm looking to make a part-time income or full-time income by helping other people, this could be it for you. Also, you're not alone. We're here to support you. You don't just sign up and float around and whatever. I mean, you might feel that way a little bit at the beginning because you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff I can learn. Absolutely. How great is that? You have so many training portals and everything that you can do. And if you dig in deep and you dive in and you have the support of your coach mentoring you from A to B, then guess what? You got it all figured out, okay? Colleen and I mentor our coaches. Our teams mentor their people, okay? So that's what we do. We support our people. So we run free apprenticeship groups. We help people. We mentor them. We also set you up with accountability partners in your teams. We have weekly one-on-one calls with those coaches that we are mentoring. We have weekly, or bi-weekly, team calls with our teams. We hop on like this and we, talk with our teams all the time. It's like the best part of the week. I love them. And there's, so many things to plug into. And we're all over the world, but we're all here together helping each other, which I love. Next steps. If you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, Teeny, Colleen, this sounds really, really cool, but I don't know what to do. How do I get started? Just reach out to one of us. Tell us, what you're excited about with this opportunity. If you have any questions, we're here for you. And dream big. Like, how do you picture your lifestyle in your life and know that you can take control over it? You can take control over it and you can make this whatever you want to make it. It's not the same as my life. It's not the same as Colleen's life. It's what you want out of it. If you want to pick up your kids every day at 3 because you want to be there to get them off the bus, or if you're exhausted from the job that you do and you want to do something different, or if you just want to give back to this world and this feels like something that's right for you, those are the people that we love to mentor because those are the people that are successful. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to Colleen and I. We love what we do. We love helping people. We love our teams, and our teams love doing what they do as well. We have a great community, and we're always here to support each other. So if you guys have any questions, you know where to find us. And I'll just go back to that slide real quick. My email is there. Colleen's email is there. Email us. Let us know what questions you have, and we're always here to help. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and we're so happy you were able to join. And if you have any questions, let us know. Bye.
Hey guys, bye-bye.
Bye.